You're listening to the Action Mappers Podcast, a podcast for visionaries who think deeply, dream big, and need a visual path forward. I'm Tamar Stoltz, and I'm here to help structure your mental chaos so you can finally take aligned, confident action. In each episode, I sit down with incredible guests who share their insights, tips, and tricks so that together we can go from overthinking to aligned action mapping. It's time to get clarity, take action, and become unstoppable. Really excited to be back today with another awesome episode. Today's special guest is, I'm just so excited to have her with us today. I want to welcome Gorjana Carreon. Thank you so much for being with us today and taking the time out of your busy schedule to share your incredible insights and knowledge and experiences with us.
Hello, and thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure to be a guest in your show. I have to say that.
Thank you. It's a really funny thing because, people always ask me, like, what is it like to have a podcast, and how do you make sure that you get people, it's so funny because it still hasn't registered. I'm like, what, 25 episodes in, and like I don't think of myself as like a podcast host. It's like,
oh no, you are a podcast host. I have just few podcasts that I listen, and yours is one of them.
I don't know. I have the opportunity and the honor to connect with so many incredible people. So I figure if I get the opportunity to get some time with them, I might as well, share my conversation with everyone else. So it's really, really a pleasure to have you. For those of you who do not know Gorjana, you should get to know her. She is incredible. And I'll let her tell us a little bit about herself. But just so you know, we met each other in the AJ and Smart Facilitator Pro community, where actually, I don't think did we ever actually like communicate back and forth on the platform, or did we officially meet when you joined my workshop?
Oh no, not before the workshop. That wasn't the first time I've met you on your workshop. And then we started communicating.
Okay. So Gorjana actually took time out of her schedule to join a workshop of mine. She didn't know who I was, but she actually attended a live workshop that I did. Right. Okay. So that's Gorjana, everyone. Okay. Like, we're talking about an incredibly special person. So again, it's really an honor to have you here. And why don't you start by telling us a little bit about yourself, your background, how you got to where you're at.
So, as Tamar said, my name is Gorjana. I'm from Macedonia. You will notice my accent is a little bit different. I moved to the US like more than 6 years ago because I'm a military spouse, and I met my husband in Macedonia. And after 3 years in a relationship, I moved here with him. Other than that, I'm electrical engineer, controls engineer, facilitator as Tamar, and just reinventor, personal reinventor, I'll say. I reinvented myself 5 times already, and a couple of small reinventions in the middle, but they don't count.
That is amazing. I love how you took your professional career title of engineer or I guess it's inventor and engineer. It's kind of a little bit different, but inventions,
Reinventor.
Engineers, reinvent. Yeah, okay, there's a theme.
Well, my controls engineering is actually my
invite your
my
there's
puppy.
Is that your puppy?
Yes, she wants to go out. So while we talk, I'll let her out.
You can let your puppy out, of course. Of course. We let puppies on the show too. Yeah.
And a cat, probably my cat will just jump around.
Totally welcome.
So reinventor, where it came from, as I'm controls engineer, I invent stuff. I'll say I invent because I did work in a lot of factories from ground zero to building it all the way to putting it into production. I've worked in a lot of airports as well. First as controls engineer, now as a trainer for technicians and TSA agents. So yeah, reinvention is my motto, I think.
Wow.
You
That is
will.
so cool.
I'll go deeper in all the reinventions.
Amazing. Okay. I'm like so excited. Let's do it.
Yeah. So reinvention number one. I'll say it's controls engineer, but it doesn't start with controls engineer. I started studying that since high school. So my high school was a technical electrical engineering high school for controls engineering. From there, I just continued studying the same thing at university because there is something when I go into a factory, my eyes just like light up and I'm like, oh, I'm in Wonderland. So uh, I am a controls engineer, but I'm not pursuing that anymore. Just because I'm a mom as well now and a military spouse, and it's hard to pursue that when your husband deploys or goes to training and you have to go night shift and there's no one for the kid. So, yeah, it's been hard, but I have to say that throughout this 14, 15 years that I have been a controls engineer, I have an awesome time visiting all these factories, learning from all the engineers and the project managers and how everything works. Also, as a female in engineering, it's been also hard and easy. It depends. It was hard in Europe, but in the US, I was the same level as a man in my uh, in controls engineering. So yeah, it was a little bit of a shift over there that I started loving controls engineering even more because I was appreciated in the company I worked for. So yes, and so reinvention number one, high school, university, that was it. I'm gonna be a controls engineer, but always I had ideas in my head. Um, while I was in high school or no elementary school before, uh, I just wanted to do radio technology one day, and that's like Morse code and things like that. And like I went to the training session that it's like the night before the final like competition, and everyone thought like she doesn't know anything. Why is she even going to the competition tomorrow? So the trainer gave me a floppy disk. Yeah, a floppy disk. I'm not that young. For those that don't know what it is, listening to this podcast is something that you record on like a CD, but way before the CD. So he gave me a floppy disk, and I just went to my room, and for the whole night I was just listening to these Morse codes and started writing down all the letters, and I went the next day and I won the competition. So it depends how much I want something and if someone challenges me. My
Mhm.
mom challenged me because it was early in the morning, and she's like, oh yeah, right, you're gonna wake up that early in the morning to go on a competition that you don't even know anything about it. I'm like, challenge accepted.
Mm.
So that brought me a lot into the technology part. um, but also my sister studied the same technical high school I studied, and I always like to see what she's doing, and that's how my journey began. And going from factories to more bigger factories in Europe, it was something that draw that reinvention in me, and always thinking of what can be improved, what can be next. Also, I have ADHD, so that part about me I didn't know, and always have new ideas and new, probably, I don't know how many domains I have bought and things like that, like for ideas that just pop into my head. And but I didn't know I had it back then, and my mom always was telling me like, pull the brakes, you shouldn't do so much, just concentrate on one thing, which never happened. Still it's not happening.
Mm-mm. Not for me
But
either.
Yeah. Also, while that first reinvention was happening, while I was at the university, I was also a World Space Week national coordinator. That's event that happens all around the world, and in my country, I was the first one that was the national coordinator. And the first event, like the first time that I organized, we had, I think, 80 people in total in all the events for that week. And every year I got like, I doubled it. So at the end, I think I did it like for 4 years, and the fourth year it was 800 participants. So it's something that I'm really proud of. But I didn't know that that's facilitating also back then, when I organized this event. And also I was main organizer for Startup Weekend Skopje. So that's another part of where my facilitating began, but it came true right now in my fifth reinvention. So when we are thinking of entrepreneurship, always it starts from way before we even think of it. Like all these people that I met in my first reinvention, it was like people that guided me how to make a business. Also, oh yeah, over there, I had one business. It was the off switch. It was supposed to be an app that will keep you, when you're outside with your friends and family, to put the phone on the side but still like playful game, it's played on the background. So but it never came true. It was because investors and stuff happened. And but I learned so much from that failed business that, my second reinvention happened when I was I got married and I needed to move to the US. So the company I worked for moved me to sales because I couldn't be controls engineer for the same company. And they had the sales department in the US too. So I moved to sales. I learned a lot. And also I was going through a depression period because I moved to the US from a lifestyle that I had that was always being outside, walking, uh, like being active, to come to a state that I have to use the car everywhere I go, and being alone at home most of the time because my husband had to go training or being deployed. Uh, Sales did not work for me just because of the reason I was not in the state of mind to be in sales. Um, Also, they didn't needed me in the company anymore because they needed someone in Texas and I was in California. But I kind of hope that that will happen because I wasn't feeling in I'm made for sales. But I learned through that a lot of how everything is set up for the sales, how the project is set up, how we present the project to the uh, customers, which as an engineer, I was only executing the project once it's won. And this taught me so much that I wasn't aware of until I started doing um, marketing. I opened up, then COVID happened. I wasn't able to get any job. Also, because I'm a military spouse, not a lot of companies want to hire military spouses, which it's not talked a lot. And I learned that the hard way because I thought, oh, I have a degree, I have experience. I'll be good in the US. I'll find a job easily. I was going on interviews. There was one company, I had 8 interviews with the company. The last interview was with the VP of the company. And he was like, he was loving me on the interview, really. And I noticed that he went back to my LinkedIn profile. And after that, they told me, oh, you're overqualified. Yeah. And if you see my LinkedIn profile, you will see I follow Hiring Our Heroes, I follow Blue Star Family, and things like that, that I can get jobs. And of course, like everyone thinks for themselves, and I'm not hiding that part. But when he asked me why I moved to the US, I told him, my husband, why California. He's from California. I did not lie. I didn't say that what his job is, but yeah, it was a little bit of uh, everything went down for me. But in that period, even that I felt so lonely, I felt like the depression and anxiety are going on with military spouses all the time. I still, I was trying to find something that will keep me going and reinvent myself again. So I found a certification that was free for military spouses if you pass the test, and it was for cybersecurity. And I'm interested in everything like that. So I'm not saying I'm not good. I'm really good at it, but I don't want to do that. So I'm not pursuing that now. Uh, so I went through the certification program. I passed 3 certificates. I got all of them, which if I was paying out of pocket would have been $70,000 for those certificates. And uh, that was something that it was just keeping me going. I'm not getting a job. I'm not doing anything. I have to do something with my anxiety of not working, not providing, because since I was growing up at 14 years old, I had a scholarship, I had my own money. I started working at 16, and like always I was providing for myself, for my needs. And now I'm married and I have to, like, my husband is the best husband ever. And he will never say, like, ask me if you're buying something. But in my, like, I was feeling like this is not my money because I was not providing. Uh, that's how I was taught by my mom. Always have your own money. Always, like, if you don't have the money, don't go somewhere for someone else to buy you. Like, even the first date that I had with my husband, I paid for my things, and he was surprised because he's American and dates don't go that way. And he still says we were at a business meeting. We were not on a date. So yes, even a moments that brings us down, we always have to find something, even that it's not the right thing, that will open another door for us. So on the certification, I had to go to San Diego for a week to get the first certification training. I've met a person over there that now he's my best friend in the US, that I talked all the time, even throughout COVID, that I had no one. My husband was stuck in Japan, he couldn't come back. And um, there was someone that I could just tell stuff. And he was always pushing me, like, oh, because he was doing the certificates too. He was saying, like, how are you doing with the certificate? How far are you? Like, we went together when my husband came back from Japan. We all went together to celebrate me passing the 3 certificates, which I was one of the rare ones, because this program was for veterans, and I think we were 12 on the sorry, on the program. And me, I was the first one that got all the 3 certificates passed, and only another person did that. Everyone else
Mm.
stopped at the second one because they couldn't. Um, it's hard certification, and for me, the motivation was I have to do something. And if I didn't have that motivation of I felt useless and I had to do something to get somewhere, uh, probably I wouldn't have passed the certifications as well.
Mm.
Um, so part of my reinventions are always, it's some motivation of feeling down or feeling like I need a change, pushed me to make the change, and got me to a place that I learned so much. And with those certification, the cybersecurity that I learned, that helped me in my next job that I had. So no, the job after. And while I was doing the certification, I opened up a digital marketing agency with a partner. She still has the agency, but it wasn't the place for me. We didn't uh, make good connection as partners, and it was better to just be a mom at that point because I just gave birth instead of doing the digital marketing agency. But I learned so much from her because she is very good marketer and she guided me to what I needed to learn to market, like to do the ads, which right now we all need with our businesses as facilitators, and how to do a funnel, how to push Google ads, Facebook ads, all that I learned from her. And if that experience wasn't there, even that it didn't work for me at that point, I've learned so much for my next step. So my third reinvention was uh, when I did all the certifications. I opened up the digital marketing company, which taught me so much. Uh, I did earn money. I'm not saying I wasn't earning money. It wasn't like if I'm a controls engineer, but it gave me the satisfaction of I'm doing something. I was going to all the networking events on base that were there and learning of new resources for military spouses. And I was surprised that military spouses don't know about these resources. And I was always thinking like, I have to share this. I have to share this somehow. I was always trying to share it, but right now, we will get to it. My fifth reinvention is about that. Um, a lot of military spouses think that they are not good enough. And actually, military spouses are the most resilient human beings. What I have seen so far, like yes, I'm a military spouse, but I have been a military spouse only for 7 years so far, which it's not like someone with 20 years being military spouse. I don't know how many moves they have done, 10 plus moves with 5 kids. Like those ladies are just goddesses for me when I see how they can manage everything. And companies not wanting to hire military spouses to me is just nonsense because a military spouse can, like, even if she doesn't know the specific of that job title, she will learn it. She'll do everything to be the best and finish that project. And yeah, I went a little bit sideways.
No, this is, I mean, I'm sure everyone listening feels the same. I mean, I could sit here for hours and listen. There's so much here that is just so incredible. Like each thing on its own. It's like I'm a little bit at a loss for words because there's so much here. But I think that there's a theme. Like there's a theme, and I think that, the last comment you made about they will do anything, right? Like a military spouse, I think at the core values and traits and personalities and behaviors and habits of the women who are able to, fill this role, there's so much, that it embodies, that at the end of the day, the work ethic and the quality is just not something you're going to find,
And
so easily.
so, yeah, because she has seen, or he, because they're male military spouses as well. What they have seen and what they have worked through their life, it's just something that you are not taught growing up.
Yeah.
And only if you have been a military kid that you have seen stuff like always moving and all those things. But for me, it was a totally new world. I could
Yeah.
not understand how some people can do that all over and over again. And I was that people. But also, uh, about the military spouses, like companies, when I talk to companies why they didn't hire me, or like when they cannot tell me because I'm a military spouse, but afterwards when I talk to someone that it's HR, they have told me that it's because we are moving constantly. I'm like, if I'm so good at my job, even if I move, I can still do my job. Like
Right.
we noticed that with COVID, like
Right.
everything went online and everything started working perfectly. And uh, but I, it's even if you have someone for 2 years, now everyone changes companies a year or two, and you change company. Why is that a problem
Right.
when you already have someone that is not a spouse, like moving to another company?
No, I mean, you're making a really good point. I think it's so true. Like at the end of the day, especially in the tech world, people are switching jobs. I mean, it's like a rare thing for someone to be at a company for, like I feel like 3 to 5 years max. Like it's I don't know, it's a crazy thing. Like it used to be you could do research on a company, you see like what's like the average tenure, like how long have people been there, what's the and I feel like today it's not even a fair reflection of the company. I feel like there's this work, everything is moving so fast. We're like, as a society, there's such a like strong need for instant gratification and making more and doing more and going faster and jumping. You're right. Like the having the
Yeah.
consistency, from an employee and the loyalty for them to be there long enough. It's just because someone, is a military spouse, so they have that tag. I feel like you're 100% right.
If a company hires a military spouse, they have the loyalty. That military spouse will not leave you if you give the tools for her to stay years and years after she moves. And most of the time, like what happened with us is we were in California, we moved to Hawaii, now we are back to California. What will happen in a year or two, that person will be back again in the same place that that person started. So there's no point.
So
You're gonna
interesting.
keep that spouse for years and years because she will not want to leave the company. And if
Wow.
you want loyal worker and hard worker, I think everyone should hire military spouses.
Wow. That's
There are
amazing.
downfalls also, like we do need a little bit of flexibility around our kids or around our family if the husband is deployed and things like that, but still, like that flexibility comes with a lot more hard work from that spouse because she's grateful for what you allowed that spouse to do.
Right. No, it's amazing. As you're going through your different reinventions, I mean, it's apparent. Like most people probably would have stopped after one.
Yes, but that's what life taught me. Even like that's how my mom and my sister were, because I come from a divorced family. My father was never in my life, so my mom was like a best friend and a very good mom that taught us to do everything for ourselves in our lives, and always like just actually how she will say this, it's never do bad to accomplish something. So don't do bad to other people. Always respect everyone and yourself when you're doing something. So my whole life has been that has been like ground zero. Do good, be good, and just go one step forward. And
That's incredible.
that's why I was like, and my mom has been a fighter, and we we had a lot of money and we had no money. So like that circle was most of the time growing up, it was like we were very poor. But she always took care of us, like to have food, good clean clothes, like everything we needed. So we don't feel it, but also she was doing everything to get that. And watching her doing all that, because she was not hiding it from us. If she was hiding it, and we would have probably become brats because we wouldn't have known that that money is by like that we got or something, like the food was just like, yeah, it's for sure we are getting food. You
Right.
know what I mean? It's like that there has to be something involved to earn money.
Hmm.
So, and when I had my crazy ideas, even that she didn't understood my ideas. For also, I won a competition for astronomy in my country, um, like the national competition for astronomy. I won that one. she did, like my family did not understood what I'm doing, but they were helping me, all of them, even my uncle. And like everyone's like, we have no idea, you're doing some antenna, or okay, what do you need from us? So it was like,
Oh my gosh.
we always supported each other, and that's how I was raised. And that's why right now I feel I need to give more to the community I'm in, like the military spouses, just because I was raised that way. If I have a resource, I share it. If and at the facilitator community, they know me as the resource queen. Just they, I think Young was, or someone else that mentioned resource queen. There it is, the resource queen again. If I know something, I share it, and um, it's because of that. It's how I was raised. And in the U.S., it's always like, oh, you go forward, you go forward. Everything is so fast, and you don't stop and be grateful for what's happening. And when I was in that bubble for the first years when I moved here, I was feeling so depressed and like always anxious. I'm not doing enough. I'm not enough. I think that's the mentality here, that you always feel you're not enough. And once I got out, I did work on my human design, which uh, I don't know. Do you know what is a human design?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
a
you do.
generator.
Oh, hello. I'm a manifester. But the thing is, like, at the first thought of a human design, I thought it's something woo woo, because astronomy is my passion. Like, I'm amateur astronomer, and astrology is something that I'm like, no. But when I went deeper, it's not just astrology in the human design, it's also quantum physics and all these aspects taken into care. And when I generated, like, to see what I am. I'm a 5-1 manifester, and everything that is over there for my personality was so true. And I'm like, I have to work on this, because this was in my reinvention number 4, by the way. When I moved to Hawaii was my reinvention number 4, because I became a mom. That's one thing that changes your life.
Hmm.
Uh, in the best possible way. I really did not think that I would be this mom in my life. I didn't even think I would be a mom in my life, but it changed everything, how I see. I'm so grateful for everything that happens, small things. Like, I've been always happy with small things, and um, just having my daughter now, it's something that I cannot explain how it is to anyone else, but it changed my life to be a better person, um, to take it easy also, don't rush, uh, pull the brakes on me in the best possible way, and to realize that I need to work on myself and not be in this fast bubble that California is. And also Hawaii is Hawaii, and everything is chilled. And my reinvention over there was my daughter teaching me a lot of stuff, even that she was a teeny tiny baby. um, I also worked on my human design. I started another business. It was, right now I say it as a business. It was Turo. I bought a Jeep, I rented out, just because I couldn't stay still. Even that I was a new mom, I had to do something to think that I provide. And I did part-time jobs as business analyst for Accenture, which it was something that, because I was always going to these networking events in California. I went to one networking event that was actually for women that were pure military. I don't know how I signed up for that. I haven't been a military, but I went to this event, and the connections I made, I was in a mailing list. And at some point I was like, I should get myself out of this mailing list, because this is not for me. And then the moment that I was gonna unsubscribe, this mail comes in from it that is for Accenture job.
No.
Yeah. And I was like, this is it. I'll apply and tell that I'm a military spouse, but maybe I'll get it. And I did get it. So I was like, and the interview wasn't even an interview. It's like, okay, you're getting the job. This is it. I'm like, wait, what? What are you talking about?
Oh
Yeah.
my
So
gosh.
a lot of things in my life happen just because of the reason I will want something so bad, and that's that manifester in me that I didn't know about until the human design. Um, like winning the competitions, being the valedictorian of my school. When I started my high school, they were giving a scholarship for Siemens to study in Germany. It was supposed to happen, it didn't happen, uh, because I would have been in Germany probably right now. But also, I'm glad it didn't happen. uh, yeah, I just went in the school and I told my mom I'm gonna be the valedictorian. And my family was like, "This girl." They
This is
they
no,
did
but
not.
it's incredible. It's
Yeah,
incredible how you don't stop. You you push yourself, but the motivation that comes from within, and how it doesn't always work out, but that you use your, like, the positive lens in which you view life. You're able to then understand retroactively why something didn't work out, and then use that to propel yourself forward, to then open the next door. It's like,
yeah,
it's there's always something that, like, leads you to the next thing, which then leads you to the next thing, and you're looking for that, which is so special, because I feel like in so many of the examples you gave, and I know we're almost at time here, but there's so many examples that you gave that I wish we could go through more. Maybe we'll have to do another
yeah.
one where you just,
I just talk so much, and I'm not even in the fifth reinvention, to which it
no,
was.
we're gonna get to the fifth reinvention. We're gonna get to the fifth reinvention, but I just, for people who are listening, who are like, this is incredible, to like, what, how can I be like Gorjana? The ability to stop and to look through the lens of, there's something for me to learn here. Like, I can make the best out of this situation, and how it opens up the door, for the next thing. But okay, go on to reinvention number
Yeah,
5. This is,
but
it's
the thing
amazing.
is, like, if you're an entrepreneur, just take something as, okay, I'm doing this, even that it's not the thing for my business. Just go through that door, whatever it is. Like yesterday, I went to this event for military spouses that are, like, it's Military Spouse Fest. I've met so many people over there, and I met good connections, and I got a job offer. It's like, you don't know what's gonna happen. Just go and do the thing. Or this podcast, when you ask me, I'm like, yeah, right. But right now, I think I'm gonna do my stuff right here in this corner, because I made it for the podcast and now it looks good. So I'm glad I said yes to you. Uh,
Amazing.
Always just take extra steps, because my reinvention number 5 came out of the human design. Um, Also, last year, when the year started, I don't do visual boards. I do visual picture, and you can see right here. I just put it on my background on the phone, and I forget about it. I don't think of it after that. I just see it and I know what it means. No one else can know what that means. I just have some bubbles and something down here. That was for last year. I still haven't made for this year, because right now I finally figure out what I want for this year, and I'm gonna make it. But for last year, I did it in February, and already 2 weeks after, I was invited, because I put it as to be speaker, and I was invited 2 weeks after to be a speaker. And it's just, things happen if you really want it and do something about it. Like, this is a visual for me, reminder that I don't think about it, but my brain knows, kind
Hmm.
of. Because I'm not a manifester, like people think, like, oh, I'm gonna manifest this, it's gonna happen. No, for me, it doesn't work that way. For me, it works, I have to be sure that this is the thing. And if I know what's the thing that I want, and I put it down, even that I don't think of it all the time, I do not. Like for the valedictorian thing, I said it when I started the school, I forgot about it. And when I was the valedictorian, my mom reminded me of that day that I totally forgot.
Hmm.
Like 4 years, I did not remember that I said that, but
No, but you're
my brain did, obviously, somewhere back. So the fifth reinvention was my human design. I started adjusting to it because I did got autoimmune disease after my pregnancy, and all the stress that I got as a controls engineer and working at the airport, night shift, day shift. It was great job. Like I loved it so much, but my body couldn't handle also going home, and um, my daughter will go to sleep at 10 p.m. Like her dad is not home, and then she will postpone, like she will fight her sleep and put her to sleep. 10, 12, she will wake up at 2. I have to go to work. So that did not work for my body, but I was pushing it until the end before the move because the company and the team was so good and worked with me. If I told them I cannot come, I'm just, my body cannot do this. um, but while that was happening, I just tried to find a way out of it, because I was diagnosed with lupus, and but now it's gone because I did work on that. I will not have. I will lower my markers for that, and right now the diagnosis came negative. I do not have autoimmune disease anymore, which is something that you I just had to be so sure that I want that, and I wanted the switch to change my life. And that's how I became a facilitator, because I realized that that's what I have been doing my whole life. I was facilitating all these events, all the things, and I want to share knowledge. I want to guide. I was great in guiding in the new employees in the team that were coming in. I even made a document no one asked me for. I just made
hmm
it for them. Like, um, but yeah, the human design told me actually that I am that. I need to be a guide. I don't like leading others. Uh, Even that I am good at technical parts. Uh, I can be a good programmer too, but I do not want that. It's some things that we have to work on in the inside and not fight it out. That's what the human design taught me. And the reinvention number 5, I'm helping other spouses now. I'm training BHS systems at airports, which I'm still in touch with controls engineering, and I love it. But I don't put that strain on my body as I was doing before. Um, Maybe someday I will start again doing it, but at the moment, my body cannot handle, and I'm happy with what I do right now. And also, uh, just lift other spouses to the best they can. So, in 1 month, a course is coming out for them, which is made for more clarity to cash flow, because a lot of spouses do want to bring some income but don't know how to start. And I will be doing the foundation sprint, the human design, all those things that I've learned with them in the course. So yeah, that's my fifth reinvention. I have my new business, Gorjana X LLC, which
Woohoo!
yeah, it's hard. I I had a lot of bumps, but things like this keep me going. The community, the Facilitator Pro, is the one that keeps me going all the time. Like the super sprints we do with it, and I don't know, it's the only community I feel like I can share my downfalls, and they will
Like your
lift
whole
me up.
self.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
it's something that keeps me going, and I know I will make through whatever happens with the business. But yeah, all the stuff that I put into my head, and there was one thing that still it's not fully coming through to life, but how to help the spouses. And I'm trying to open up a center, which hopefully it's gonna happen next year. So
It's gonna happen. We know you. It's gonna happen.
yeah, that's why I share it, because I know it's happening. Just when exactly, I'm not sure. So I'm looking into that while I'm running the business, while I'm trying to get into more community events. And yeah, but you entrepreneurs, we should just always push through and see the positive in everything. Like every connection, try to help people. If you help people, they will notice. And when you don't know that you need help, they will just reach out. it's
Hmm.
it's just that how life works. And always had worked like that for me. For the company that I worked for, it's a Belgium company. Before that, I was in a Macedonian company, and I helped so many friends to find jobs in Macedonia. Like, oh, I know they opened a job over here, I have a friend, you want me to connect you, and things like that. And it worked for them. And I think I got that Belgium job just because I helped so many people. And when I just wanted to switch, it just happened like that. It just happened. And
Wow.
yeah, I just followed that kind of rule. Just do good, help other people, and life will happen. Like your business will start growing and you can go forward.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. 5 reinventions kind of.
Unbelievable. Wow. Ugh. It's such a hard lead to follow. I mean, seriously, like I don't know. Like there's so many points here. Like I don't know, part of me is like I'm like kind of brought to tears just and like in so much awe of you and the incredible like journeys that you've taken and your mindset, your perspectives, your mother. Like, whoa, do I need to meet your mother? I mean, that is incredible. Like she just I feel like especially in today's society, like we need, and I don't want to say the older generation because you're too young. Your mom is
Well,
absolutely young, not the older
mom,
generation, but
she's 62. So my
she
mom
is
at
young.
this
She
point, she has her own business. Like she
unbelievable.
was always pushed down and she couldn't find a job and anything. Right now she's doing hand made jewelry and handmade stuff like blankets, crochet and things. And she has earned more than any other job in her life, and she is so satisfied. So
It's
I'm
unbelievable.
learning from her so much. And at that age, she learned Facebook. She's selling through it. Like she's just amazing.
It's a diff.
I,
Yeah, you know
I
what?
have to say, I have to
Yeah,
share, because she is a motivation for me. And she's traveling the world on that age when she couldn't her whole life, just because of the reason she didn't had help with us too. She wanted to raise us and everything. And now she's even going to Australia. She came to Hawaii twice, and it's like we went to Japan together. I'm so happy that she can experience that right now in her life, that she's also
unbelievable.
retired and earning more than when she was working.
Unbelievable. Okay, well, I'm sure she's gonna watch this, and you know what? What's her name? Gorjana's mom.
Snejana. It's
You
a
have
little bit hard. Snow
you
White.
have so much, so much to be proud of, really. I mean, it's unbelievable. And the message that you instilled in your children and that Gorjana that you shared today, I mean, this is what I mean, everyone needs to hear it, but especially us entrepreneurs. I mean, don't do something bad, right? To
No,
get to where you're
never.
going. Something like that. That is, I
Don't
mean,
push other down.
don't push others down. I mean, these are core
Lift.
values that we need to have as entrepreneurs. Like, forget all of the loud, noisy, like the way that you describe Europe, you know, like how it's
Yeah.
just like that simplicity, that just simple walking places, like hearing your own thoughts, like just being present, being with yourself, doing what you know how to do in a truthful, loyal, hardworking, ethic way. I mean, like back to the basics. Like that is what we need to do. Like that is how we'll be successful.
Yeah, lift other up and you will go up too. That's what I
Unbelievable.
that's why I like you. Like from the moment from that
Sitting here like
workshop.
in tears.
Yeah.
This is
It was
and 1 second. Talk about people will like if you just do good for people, do good for others, they'll just, they'll come back to help you. Gorjana came to my for those of you who are listening, Gorjana came to my the live webinar, when my Zoom link, everyone who had registered, it broke. So almost no one showed up. The 3 people who showed up were the 3 people from the Facilitator Pro community, Gorjana being one of them.
Yeah, I had to ask other people to send me a link because I wasn't able to open the link. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
But the facilitator community always shows up.
Yeah, it's true. No, it's really, really true. It's unbelievable. Whoa. Okay. I don't know. I, for those of you who are listening, you know, you can do the same thing as me. I have to like sit down and just write out. There are so many incredible life lessons, not just for entrepreneurs, but for everyone, that I feel like we need to hear and that we need to instill within ourselves and our families and our children. Like, really, I mean, these are things that I feel like when it comes to entrepreneurship, there's a lot of focus on the tactical, a lot of focus on the strategy, but at the end of the day, I feel like it's the real value and the real stuff is everything that you shared with us, is all the incredible mindsets and the behavior characteristics and traits that you so much embody, that you got from your mother and that you just have. It's incredible. And thank you for sharing and just, you know, for opening yourself up to give just such real, authentic lessons that if I could apply 1 or 2 of them,
you're applying many of them.
No, this is, I mean, really, like, this is truth. This is authentic truth. And it's a really amazing, really, really special. So thank you. I really
thank you for pushing me to do a podcast. It's my first podcast ever. So
it is so special. You did an incredible job. But to be fair, I mean, this is one of these things where it's like, you just have to show up and be who you are, and it's going to be amazing. Like, you're really one of those people. Like, you don't have to prepare anything. You just have to show up, and people will walk away amazed because you're just this very special person. And like, I feel like for people who, you know you or who are listening, it's like, it's apparent that, you know, that you're doing the right thing. Whatever it is that you're doing it right. So keep going, keep doing, and we'll definitely have to do this again. And hopefully we'll get to, obviously we're going to do another one and connect again before then, but hopefully we can do another live stream event from your center, whenever that is. Because it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
It's happening. I already searched for land and stuff, but slowly, but it's happening. But yeah, sticky notes are most important when you're an entrepreneur.
Oh yes, practical.
Sticky notes, and write everything down, and do a lot of workshops for yourself. That's what leads me forward. So if anyone has questions about workshop for yourself, we have plenty of workshops to share.
That's right.
Mar and me and a lot of others from the community.
That's right. I was just going to say, for people who are listening who want to get in touch with you, what is the best place for them to reach out?
They can reach out on LinkedIn or my website, gorjanax.com. Yeah, I'll share more for the for everyone once my military spouse page is done. I'll share it with you. You can add it to the notes.
Okay.
Because if there is a spouse that wants to grow, just reach out.
That's amazing. I think you're going to have a lot of entrepreneurs who maybe are not military spouses, but who are just so super inspired reaching out too. So
I thought I just rambled a lot, but
no, this is real. I mean, this is quality. This is what this podcast is about. This is not the podcast for people who are looking for professional, animated, 3D, cool, AI featured. I don't know what's. This is not that podcast. This podcast is exactly what we just did, is bringing on incredibly special people. I don't know how I have the honor to do this, but just really being able to connect with people like you who are just true role models for what it means to be an amazing person and to just, embody what does it mean to be a successful person, not in the way that is portrayed on social media and, with all the loud noise, but what does it mean to just be a real, authentic, good, honest person. And that is exactly what you are. So really, thank you. Like this is exactly what I want for my podcast. When people say like, what is your vision? At the end of the day, this is what I want. I'm not looking for all the bells and whistles. I'm just looking to connect, share, and be able to, give people the opportunity to just share their incredible selves, really is what it is. So this was really, really special. Thank you.
Thank you, Tamar.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. And please be sure to like, subscribe, and connect with Gorjana. I'm sure I don't have to tell you that. I'm sure that you're just already looking up her profile because she is an incredible person. And again, thank you all for tuning in and listening. And be sure to let us know what was your, I don't know if I could say number one takeaway because there's so many incredible takeaways. But if you had to take one, right? Don't get overwhelmed because there's too much, right? Take something and do it, right? Move forward. Let us know. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you for the next one.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to the Action Mappers podcast. If today's episode sparked an idea or gave you clarity, share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a map-worthy moment. Until next time, get clarity, take action, and stay unstoppable.